Well, it has been quite a while since I've done this type of post-reaction, highlight type video. I figured it would probably be best if I did an intro to this highlight video as opposed to just throwing you into some random video. I wanted to make this highlight video because I felt I really wanted to highlight the first shiny that I found in this game. So as you'll see during one of my clips, I did touch upon this, but originally this was going to be a highlight video just highlighting the first shiny Pokemon that I found. But of course, as you're watching this video, you already know I found 2 other shinies. Having said that, I am aware that this video is already lengthy enough, so I don't want to take too much time for the intro. However, there are a few things I'd like to say real quick before I show you those clips. The first thing I wanted to mention was that I know that at least once, maybe twice, it depends on whether or not I was able to successfully cut out one of those mentions, but if I didn't, well then I guess you're gonna hear me say it twice. I had mentioned that at the time I hadn't seen what shiny Lechonk looked like, and I didn't want to know. Well, as of recording this, I know what it looks like, and let me say, I am so glad I didn't have it spoiled. I wish I could say that I had captured that moment live while I was streaming. Unfortunately, just like with the first 3 shinies I found in this game, I didn't capture that moment live. Just know that when I did finally see shiny Lechonk, I was not quite prepared for what I saw. I mean, I did technically predict the correct color, but as for the shade, well, that's not what I was expecting. Moving on. The second thing I wanted to mention is that technically I do have a few other shiny reactions that admittedly have been on the back burner for quite some time, and they do technically correspond with my Legends Arceus playthrough, but that's another conversation for a different video, or maybe not at all. In any case, again, I really felt it was important that I go ahead and post this video, considering that A, it's the first shiny I ever got, and B, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are still pretty new. So that's why I figured I'd go ahead and make this video and post it as soon as possible. Now that that's all been said, I'm just gonna go ahead and let Past Me do most of the talking for the rest of this highlight video. Here's the highlights from my past streams, and I'll meet you at the end of the clips to wrap up the video. Yeah, let's start exploring. We're looking for Pokemon and shinies in particular, of course. We got to counter this thing. I want to find out what this is. What is this? What's it called? Okay, so it's a spider. Not thinking I'm not probably gonna like that. I'm calling it now. Spider thing. Oh, cute. It's I don't know. I'm picturing red. I don't know. I want to find a shiny one of these. Pommy! Well, I don't know what my first shiny in this game will be, but it'll be exciting when I finally do find it. It is 2 o'clock, and I have been streaming for 2.5 hours at this point, so I've been streaming for quite a while. And, I didn't really think I'd find a shiny like right off the bat, but I was hoping I would. Of course, I don't really know how all the shiny hunting works and how Pokemon spawn and despawn and all that, but alright, so here we go. What I was going to say is I was going to at least investigate, get past this part of the game, I guess. I was told not to go in the cave, but I don't know, maybe I should go. Well, if I want to get back to, I don't know, I guess some form of shiny hunting, I guess I better get past this. I'll do it real quick. I guess I'll just keep looking for shinies and whatnot. But yeah, I think this will be it, and I guess I'll find out what my first shiny will be. So we'll see what shinies I have. I will let you know, of course, next time I stream. I guess with that, I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend. Great Friday, safe weekend. Enjoy the game, have fun, play it how you're gonna play it. All I know is I'm gonna be shiny hunting on my own and playing through the game on my own, like I said. And until next time, I'll talk to you later. Bye. I did find some shinies over the weekend. As a matter of fact, on Friday night, yes, about 11:40-ish or so, about 11:35, 11:40 p.m., I did find my first shiny on this game. And, well, you know what? Why don't I just, yeah, let's go into the game. I'm getting way ahead of myself, actually. I do want to talk about the first shiny I got, but, before I do, even though I can't actually, obviously I can't recapture that expression on my face, that moment, I can describe what happened. But for starters, the first shiny Pokemon I got in this game, which, as a matter of fact, my niece actually so affectionately decided to call it, I say my niece, the one that's 7, because I have 2 nieces. When she first saw this Pokemon and I was struggling to figure out how to pronounce it, I think I have an idea as to how to pronounce it now, but she affectionately decided to call it, she's like, she sees it and she's like, you know what? I'm just going to call it Yarn Ball. So yes, the first shiny you got on this game was a Tarantula. And let me tell you what happened when I found Tarantula. Like I said, I can't recapture that moment, but I did make a few clips, so let me go ahead. I'll show you those clips and kind of describe a little bit what I was thinking, you know, what I was feeling when I found Tarantula, as well as the other 2. Anyhow, so obviously, okay, I'll pause this for a moment. But like I said, I'm playing the game on my own, on my own, and by this point, I've already kind of figured out a sort of route, a sort of path that I like to take. I came up to this hillside. Initially, I came up here because I thought I saw a strange-looking Lechonk, because I don't know what Lechonk looks like as a shiny. Again, as a reminder, I don't want to know. I have my own sort of guess or speculation. I have an idea of what I think it might end up being, but I don't want to know. Let me figure it out and let me be surprised. But I came up on this hillside because I thought, well, that looked like a strange-looking Lechonk. But so I come up and then I see that red ball hanging from the tree. And I was like, my thought was, did I just find a shiny, you know, at that time I didn't quite know what it was called, so I was just kind of calling it Yarn Ball, because that's what my niece decided to call it. I thought, that's such a great, perfect nickname, by the way. So I see this thing, and I'm thinking, did I just find my first shiny in this game? Like, either I just found my first shiny in this game, or maybe this, spider, tarantula, yarn thing has different color variations, kind of like Flabébé or something, you know. I was like, I don't know. So I'm like looking at it, I see it, and I'm obviously kind of hesitating. Of course, I did save, and I'm thinking, well, I'll save the game, and I may as well throw Sprigatito at it and see what happens. And I mean, obviously there's the sparkle, but I go to it. I'm still pondering, and kind of just like, well, I think I just found my first shiny in this game, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm gonna throw out Sprigatito. There I go. And I'm like, alright, well, let's see. Of course, there's the sparkles, and I'm like, oh my gosh! I actually found my first shiny. Obviously, I was surprised. I was like, okay, well, that's the first shiny. Cool. It's not what I was expecting, but I was hoping that the first shiny of this game that I got would be something new, and it was. To continue, so I'll try to keep it brief, but basically, on Saturday, my parents invited, it was me and they invited my nieces and the people at the house. But they said they wanted to take a day trip up to the mountains, go see the giant sequoias. I haven't been there in a couple of years, and I was like, you know what? I know I have things I probably should do on my computer, and I got things I probably need to do and things I should do and whatnot, but I thought, you know what? I'll go with them. And it was a fun day. It was a long day. It was a fun, long day, but I knew that it was going to be a couple hours drive before we actually got to the part of the mountain when we would start driving through the winding mountains. And so I thought, I got this new game. I want to play it. I'm bringing my Switch with me. So I did. And I tell you what, I kid you not, okay, so obviously I find Tarantula, and I kept playing the game a bit longer. I go to bed, wake up, I get ready to go with them to the mountains. As soon as I turn on the Switch, I get to this Poco Path, and I start doing my little route, I guess I'll just let that finish playing, but, and on to the next clip. This is it. So anyway, I get up, like I said, I'm in the car, I turn on my game, going down this path, And the first thing, well, not the first thing, but I come over here, and as you'll see, I'm looking, of course. And then I see that. Yep. I found a shiny Pommy. Because of course. First thing in the morning, after I'm in the car, I'm heading to the mountains. That's what I was gonna say though, is y'all can let me know, but they don't chime when you're near a shiny like they do on Legends Arcades, do they? I don't think they do, but the reason I didn't know for sure, so when I found the Tarantula, it took me off guard, and so I wasn't paying that close attention. As for Pommy, and then the next thing I'll show you, which I will admit is a little anticlimactic, but anyway, it was one of those Pokemon that when I noticed there were groups of them, I thought, it's just a matter of time before I find one of those or one of the other things. When you're traveling in a vehicle, I don't know if you know this, but it's loud. And I wasn't wearing headphones, so it's not like I could hear every teeny tiny little detail, but I did see the pink Pommy. I'm just like internally freaking out like, what? No way that just happened. No way did I just find a shiny, pink Pommy. Again, I didn't know Pommy was pink. And obviously, as you saw, I saved, and there's the sparkles, and I'm just like, what? And then I look behind me, and I'm like, yo, I talked to my niece, I'm like, check it out, I just found another shiny. I'm holding up the Switch behind me, and she's like, what? You did not... Auntie, did you find another shiny? I'm like, yes, I just found another shiny. Anyway, oh my gosh, it was so funny. But then we stop by and have dinner on our way back. And after dinner, I get back in the car, and then I find, hold on, that, yep, like I said, a little anticlimactic. I find Hoppip, and I'm like, well, okay then, this is cool, but I mean, I'm not surprised, because like I said, I figured it was just a matter of time before I found a Hoppip, or a Fletchling, whichever, I'm just like, it's just a matter of time. Well, that time happened to be Saturday night, so lucky me. My first 3 shinies of this game, I get Tarantula, Pommy, and a Hoppip. So that was my adventure this weekend, and now that I've said all that, let's actually get back to this game and continue to try and look for, well, more shinies. Oh, and by the way, I mean, it's been a while, and I have kind of talked about this before. I think I even kind of mentioned it during the previous stream, but when it comes to shinies that I find on my own time, that I find off camera, at this point, for quite some time, I kind of decided I wasn't really going to worry about making some sort of reaction for them, unless either A, unless it was a shiny that I really was excited about, really cared for, or B, it was a shiny legendary, which in most cases isn't going to happen. It did happen with the Dynamax Adventures, but that was only because they're so easy to just kind of do on your own. I mean, I say so easy, but you know what I mean. That being said, I think I will make a few highlights from today's stream, just because I do kind of want to make some sort of highlight video, at least for Tarantula. Considering it's the first shiny I found in Pokemon Scarlet, I thought maybe I'd make some kind of highlight. So I think I will make at least 1, maybe 2 highlights from today's stream. Before I totally forgot to mention this earlier, but I do remember on Friday's stream I was kind of predicting what I thought Tarantula was going to look like as a shiny, and even though I got the wrong part of its body, I was thinking that the yellow and green part was going to be red. I got the color right, so I guess I'll accept that as a little victory. I forgot I was going to mention that earlier. But yeah, so like I said, that's going to do it for today's stream. Until next time, I'll talk to you later. Bye! Alright, well, I suppose much like what I said at the end of the clip there, that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give this video a like. I greatly appreciate it. Leave a comment down below, as it really helps out my channel. And of course, if you'd like to subscribe, please do so. Just don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss when new videos come out. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.